Okay, so the first card is a Nine of Wands reversed. This has been showing up a lot here. I have a King of Wands. I have a Three of Cups. I have the Lovers. I have the Moon. I have a Six of Cups reversed. Two of Wands, so lots of wands here. Very interesting. I have the Hangman. And then a Four of Swords. No, oh yeah, you do have Three of Cups here. So, very interesting. Yeah, these wands are interesting, but also your major arcana, which do tell a good part of the story here. Because we go from Lovers to the Moon, which is sort of like fears, anticipating danger or preparing for something dangerous, being afraid. And then you go to the Hangman, which is about struggle, emotional, learning through an emotional struggle. And so the impression I'm getting just from your major arcana is that things might be complicated, might seem complicated, but they're not. I think more of it is you feeling pressure and anxiety. Some of you might be afraid of getting hurt again. Because what I'm seeing here in the future is sort of like a little retreat here. But these wands have been showing up for everybody for some particular reason. They've been playing a huge role for September for some reason. In addition to your major arcana, yes, the wands, this Nine of Wands, which is usually the card of preparing for a challenge or a battle. And so when it is in reverse, this challenge or battle, it could be something that could have been prevented and you didn't quite see it. It's a challenge or a battle that happens out of nowhere. And you're afraid of tackling it, or someone is afraid of tackling it, because now you have a King of Wands here. And the king rules. This king controls everything. Kings usually trump the queen, the knight, the page. They're the ones who are the shot callers. And I see this king having a big influence over this Three of Cups here, where we have affection, we have love. We don't quite have anything serious. Sometimes in a relationship reading, I see this Three of Cups as maybe casual, more like a friendship. Sometimes there are other tarot readers who will say that it could indicate an engagement or something. But I like seeing it as more casual and friendship. And because this is Three of Cups, if it's Two of Cups, obviously things get a little serious here. So we have an interesting development here, because now we get Lovers here. And keep in mind, Lovers doesn't necessarily mean marriage. It is a strong attraction. It is a strong bond. Some interpretations, it's a connection between the head and the heart. Okay, not necessarily two people, but it's a balance of the yin and the yang. And it can mean a very strong attraction. Not just love, but this destiny that you two are locked together in a destiny, and you have no choice but to be together. It just feels like it was meant to be. But it's more of a sexual thing. Okay, it's very romantic and sexual, and it feels very real when it happens. But you need more like 2 of Cups and a 10 of Cups and more of the grounding, stable things, because this can almost feel unreal and can kind of take you away from reality. So when you have something like the Lovers, then we have the Moon here, where once again the Moon is all about preparing for danger. Some of you Scorpios might actually start feeling that insecurity a little bit, because your water energy is very strong. You love hard, you play hard, you can be very, sometimes you Scorpios, sometimes you need to admit that sometimes you can be very emotionally so devoted, and some of you might even get a little jealous when some of your energies, when some of your energies go a little haywire because you care so much. And I think maybe some of you, after being swept up with the Lovers, this Moon is coming along because you see how tenuous this Lovers relationship might be for some of you. Okay, especially for those of you who are dating. By the time we get to the 6 of Cups reversed, and I know some of you from other tarot readings on other channels, that whenever you get that 6 of Cups, the 6 of Cups is the card of memories. It's the card of the past. And some people love seeing this in their tarot readings because they might be waiting for someone to come back, a reunion, someone from the past, ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend. Okay. When this is in reverse, we're still attached to the past, but it does mean that things are still in the past. A relationship is still ended, but perhaps that person isn't coming back. Now, the way I choose to see this, and sometimes it's not even about choice, but as far as my general interpretation, this Moon is holding up her torch. She's afraid of something about the past, that will something in the past stay in the past and not come back. And that could be something that sort of leads to that Hangman that I was referring to. And so the turbulence that I see happening for you here, Scorpio, it's a matter of this Lover's relationship being in danger of an issue from the past. But because it seems like the past is closed off, maybe some of you are afraid that someone's pulling away from the relationship and they're not coming back. But usually when the 6 of Cups is reversed, it kind of means that the past is closed off. Someone is not coming back. And maybe that's what you're afraid of, especially after this Lover's card. When we get here to the future, it seems as if we have a 2 of Wands. And it's interesting that we have 2, which is the card of balance and harmony. It's under the Lovers. And this is a card of, it's usually called the card of success here because it almost looks like the 3 of Cups. It's very similar to the 3 of Cups in that you're waiting. It's a waiting card. And you have expectations for something positive, to have a positive outcome. And in a relationship reading, it can simply mean having hope that something will turn out right. But keep in mind, and I've been paying attention to this all for the whole month of readings, that you'll notice that the position of this card is turned away. It's looking outward. And as far as this Lover's card, it tells me a little bit, especially with this King of Wands that was dominating, it's telling me a little bit about where this person of interest, what's going through their head. Because I'd like to think that this King of Wands, he's sort of turning away for a minute. He's got 2 wands. He's connected to, there's a connection, not just with you, but I get the feeling that he's connected to other priorities or another person, and it's a distraction to him. And that's why I think he's turned away from this deck, away from this situation. Now, where does that leave you? It leaves you with the Hangman and the 4 of Swords, which is the card of rest and taking a break and retreating. It leaves you a little bit alone and feeling abandoned and being scared that this person might not come back. And from what I can see so far in this spread, it seems like someone might be taking an extended break. I will say that much, that someone who came into your life and made a connection with you, and then for some reason they just sort of disappeared. It's called ghosting somewhat for some of you who are dating, that you'll date a guy and you're together and you think it's a dream come true, and then that person disappears. I think this situation is going to leave you hanging a little bit, pun intended. And so I would say that from what it looks like, the Oracle is saying you're just going to need to pull back here, because this person, their mind is on other things right now. But let me pull this outcome card. Okay, I have a 4 of Cups, and once again, cups are your energy here. So looking at the cups, 3 of Cups, 6 of Cups reverse, and 4 of Cups, your emotional attachment to a particular relationship or a person, it's going to really pull you every which way emotionally, especially with that Hangman. And the thing is that the 6 of Cups, the 6 of Cups, there's a detachment from the past, that whatever happened in this relationship, there are things that are going to stay in the past that can never happen again. And so in the outcome, you have a 4 of Cups, which is emotionally being in a funk, not being emotionally open. And I think you're going to feel that. And also keep in mind you have 2 4s here. Okay? And 4 is a number of stagnation. It's a card of stillness, that things aren't going to be moving much at all. Now, in the bigger picture, I usually don't see that as a bad thing. But in this 4 of Cups, this little funk, or feeling sorry for yourself and not wanting to, just feeling that you don't want to look for new opportunities. You just want to stay alone here. I would suggest not doing that. Okay? This relationship might have left you cold a little bit. This person who was in your life, and then suddenly they're gone and it doesn't seem like they're coming back. And now it's leaving you emotionally cold, and you're turned off now. I would say to you that, one, take this time to get some perspective. That's what the Hangman is all about. And even if some of you are still in the relationship and you're still with someone, once again, I'm getting the feeling that this relationship's hitting a roadblock where you're going to want to be alone by yourself, or you might need to just step back and think things through. But this outcome card can be a little bit of a warning. But I think for some of you Scorpios, the Four of Cups in your outcome means that emotionally you're going to have to go through a period of moping and just being unhappy and discontent and just saying emotionally, I'm pulling back. I don't want to think about this anymore, whether this person is coming back or whether they're here or whatever. But this is only temporary. I do see it changing, but it is going to be the outcome of whatever has happened in this relationship, that this person is going to leave you hangman, and you're going to be, in the future, you might find yourself just detached and taking a break away from this relationship. And I wouldn't disagree that it would probably be something that needed to happen, okay? Because I'm getting a lot of emotional intensity here, a lot of emotional upheaval. So Scorpio, that was your reading. And just a reminder, as I've said in other readings, I'm offering a new service, a 60-minute phone reading for the Grand Romani Tarot reading. And there's a video in the playlist, so I hope you get to check it out. My hours are still limited, but I am making more hours available on the weekend and on some weeknights. So take care. I hope you enjoyed your summer. I'll see you on YouTube, and I wish you love and light.